Hello, how are you? I hope this message, this content finds you well. I'm Courtney Rollins with the Life in Transitions Experts podcast. I'm the host here. I'm also the founder and owner of Estate Pro Service, where I'm helping folks through estate planning and probate process, making that process easier for folks while helping folks generate income and wealth primarily through real estate. So today we're actually going to talk about real estate. If you have looked at this content, most of it is geared towards people who are going through that process and trying to make shine some light on there. Now, disclaimer: I'm not an attorney or a financial advisor. I'm not giving any legal or financial advice. I'm sharing my experience as a probate specialist, as a real estate investor, as someone who's concerned of helping you through the process. And so that's why I put this content out here as a way to educate, to share, and to learn as well. So let's talk about yesterday. Actually, if you looked at the content, I went over some of the reasons why real property does not necessarily have to go through probate in North Carolina. So please feel free to go back and check that out, the Life and Transitions Experts YouTube channel. While you're there, you might as well subscribe. Putting up some pretty good content Monday through Friday. At least I think it's pretty good and pretty awesome. In fact, if you have a topic or something you need support with, or you want me to look up or research, or perhaps I can point you in the right direction, definitely reach out, Courtney at a State Pro Service, or put something in the chat now, and we'll definitely attempt to cover that. Or you can sign up go to State Pro Service, sign up for a time for us to chat, and we could discuss. Love helping as much as I can because again, it helps me learn, and I'm definitely from that school of Zig Ziglar where you help enough people get what they want. Eventually, you'll be able to get what you want. So serve. We're here to serve. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so let's talk about it. When does the property have to go through probate in North Carolina? All right, so one of the oh well first probate. What is probate? Probate is the process. It's the step. If you pass away in North Carolina in almost any state with assets in your name or debt that is accredited or connected to you, there has to be a legal process. Even if you have a will, there has to be a way for the will to be executed, or if you don't have a will, for the laws of the state to be administered so that your property can be and your debt can be addressed. That's why it's so important for us to take the time to make sure that we do control assets, but really don't want to necessarily have them in our name. Trust are great vehicles for that. Um, Feel free to reach out to me. I can connect you with some resources, modern resources you can use on your own, and or state attorneys that can support you and your family as you make those plans. And there's other legal instruments you can use also to help bypass the probate. Probate really is like having a civil lawsuit against your family. I've heard many folks say that in the past, and it's true. It's long, it's expensive quite often, and it's public. And so there's things that we can do right now to help secure our legacy, give peace of mind to ourselves and our family. But if you do find yourself in probate and you do need support, there are ways to help. So, um, yeah, hopefully this will be one of those things. So, lack of estate planning when there is a will, but or when there's no will specifically in North Carolina, and the property needs to either you want it to be sold or you want there to be a transfer of ownership that doesn't necessarily specifically have the joint tenancy in common or joint tenancy with the right of survivorship there or tenancy in common in place, then there will need to be a probate so that the ownership can properly be transferred and recorded. Um, so that's one thing. There's a lot of other things as far as just really lack of estate planning and in general can cause there to be number two, disputed ownership. Sometimes people have different claims for the property, particularly when again there's not a clear estate plan or legal instruments in place, and so probate can help resolve that dispute. Sometimes you have to go in front of a judge. Quite often, the deputy clerks can help specify what who has the right for to the property. So disputed ownership is one of those things. Sometimes there is a break in the chain of title, and so there's not sufficient documentation. And if it's not documented, then it really doesn't exist. I am actually going through right now helping buying a property and helping I suppose a client go through the process. However, there's a dispute of whether or not the property was properly deeded in the past, not the prior transaction, but a transaction in the past. And the closing attorney who's responsible for making sure the title is insured is clear, has found this glitch or this blur on the title, and now there may be possibly 30 to 40 different heirs who have a right to this title. We're looking for the proper documentation. We're looking for whatever tools we can use to help clarify. But because of that, it now has to actually go through probate as well. And so insufficient documentation can make that happen. So let's make sure we document properly, folks. And quite often, when there is debt or creditors that have rightful claims to the estate, then at times, particularly when it says it in the will, but at times the property may have to be sold so that the funds from there can address the debt. And when that happens, you quite often have to go through the probate process. All right. So if there's any disputes or we'll actually go back. Number one, lack of estate planning. Number two, if there's disputed ownership. Three, maybe insufficient documentation. Or four, you need the funds from the sale of the property to address debt and creditors. Maybe reasons why property has to go through probate in North Carolina. Definitely reach out to estate planning attorneys if you need support with that. Like I said, I'm like the hub in the wheel right there. Either I'm wearing one of those hats or someone on my team or I'm on their team. We're all working together, can point you in the right direction. If you need any support and you want to sit down with me again, my name is Courtney Rollins and I'm at stateproservice.com. You can go to calendly.com/estate pro service or go to estateproservice.com and click on there for a free sit down. I don't charge anything. The way I make my funds is when there is property involved. If I have the opportunity to purchase it or even have someone on my team listed with you, that's when that takes place. But quite often there isn't property involved, and I'm still able to help out because again, that's what we're designed to do: support and serve, right? So that's what I try to do. All right, in and out, easy peasy. And hopefully the process can be a lot easier for you as well. Go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Also, there's the Life and Transitions Experts Facebook group. There's the podcast, and wherever you're going, I would love any reviews or any comments or support that you can have. Trying to be um, just trying to grow and tend to your needs. All right. So, Courtney Rollins, use your gifts, gratitude, integrity, faith, thought, service. It's the Life and Transitions Experts podcast. Let your light shine. Cheers.